everyone, welcome back to the job. It's Monday. It's a great Monday. Look how pretty it is. Man, it's pretty outside. Wood's crew's doing good. We were down in the truck first thing this morning, but we're pulling it back around. Got some trucks on the way to come help us. Moving sets right now. A little bit later, I'm gonna sit down and do my John Deere talking that I've been talking about doing. So y'all just hang out. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below, talk about whatever in the video. Let's get it going. Okay, part two of the John Deere video stuff I'm doing. So, after watching some of my video, I need to, I guess you say, clarify a couple of things. It almost makes it sound like, where I'm talking, it almost makes it sound like I'm talking bad about the machine that they have. My complaints aren't anything to do with the machines or anything like that. So quick update on the other machine, on Dad's 853. After me testing it, him coming and running mine and feeling that, you know, what mine was working like and comparing his to mine, and doing some more setting adjustments for him myself, we think we have finally got it dialed in pretty close. There's still a few small issues that they're not liking, like something about the way the tracks, they take off kind of slow, but I think that he was getting that, he was adjusting some of that out of it, and that was just being very nitpicky, he said. So I think I finally have it set for him to where he'll enjoy it. And what he was saying is that it was, he couldn't say it was out cutting, but it was at least cutting as much wood as their 822D. And with the size of the head, if it will keep up with it boom speed wise, the head will allow you to cut more wood with it because it holds more wood. So anyway, back to my main focus here. My issues are not with the machines that John Deere has. My issue is, okay, I'll give y'all two good examples. I took another trip back in Wisconsin, back in December to Wisconsin for Deere, testing some new stuff that they had on the track cutter side of things. And while I was there, I had a phone call from a guy who used to cut with me on Dad's job, and he was asking how to adjust these computers, the computer that's inside it was an 803 that they had gotten. This job was demoing an 803 while their 822C was down, and I don't remember if it was in the shop or what, but either way, it was broke down, and they were demoing that machine because later on, it would have been this spring, they were planning on buying a new track machine. But with all of the debris issues that the 822s are having, nobody was wanting to buy an 822 or an 830 because it's the same thing, because of the debris issues. The debris is the machine, the TigerCat machine cuts lots of wood. That's not my thing with Tiger. I'm not saying TigerCat machines can't cut wood, or they cut lots of wood, and they're hands down the nicest track machines on the inside. And I'll tell John Deere that, you know, they're the nicest machines on the inside that you'll ever think about crawling in. But they have some debris issues, and we've worked with them for almost 3 years trying to fix the stuff, and they were doing really good with it at first, and then TigerCat kind of like, well, nobody else is. I'm not saying this is what they told us. This was almost the impression that we took from them was, well, nobody else is really having these major debris issues, and there's several machines in my area, you know, in about a 3-hour distance of my area that are having major debris issues. I mean, from cutting wiring harnesses to cutting hoses to completely ripping the hydraulic tank loose from the wall back there because the trash got packed in it so tight so fast because their debris guards are not whatever. But anyway, it was almost like it got kind of kicked off to the side when it come to the debris stuff. In a sense, it was almost like, and they were taking, you know, everything that was going on with the machine that was related to the debris, TigerCat was fixing for us, 100% free. I can't knock them on that. TigerCat was doing a damn good job standing behind their product when it come to that point. But it was almost like they got to the point where it was, well, we can't really figure it out, so we'll just continue to fix your machine for free. And then it got to where that machine, the last 3 months, it has cost us more production than what you probably could have had two brand new track cutters on the job for, paying notes on them. The machine just got down so bad because of the debris. But anyway, that rewatching some of my video, I feel like I need to clarify a few things on that, because people's going to start taking what I'm saying wrong, and I've never really sat down and explained things like this to people. So I mean, some things I'm saying and in my head I'm thinking they're coming out one way, and then whenever I listen to them back on video, it's another way. But anyway, so I don't have an issue with the TigerCat machine or the TigerCat not cutting enough wood. My issues lied back with TigerCat whenever I would tell them that a track machine and for my application needed this or needed that, and I kind of got told, well, this is what you got, take it or leave it. And then the John Deere people come in and let me be part of their development team for the 850 or 803s, which led to the 853s. And the John Deere people that I get to work with are really great. They're awesome people. I don't get I think I've said it on one of my videos before. I think it was when I was talking about the head, the FR50 head out here, the saw head. I could have told John Deere whenever I was doing, running their machines for them, giving them feedback, I could have told them that I think the boom needed purple and pink polka dots on it, and we would have got purple and pink polka dots on it to try it if they hadn't already tried it. If they did try it, they showed me the statistics backing up that, hey, we've tried it, this doesn't work like this, and okay, well, we went on to something else. I never got that from TigerCat. TigerCat was more of a, well, we're the engineer, and that's so crazy because I see so many people talk the other way around about TigerCat, most especially in like their promo videos and stuff. So I don't know, and I haven't dealt with a whole heaping bunch of TigerCat engineers or anything like that. I love the people. The people are great people. Most especially my regional rep down here for TigerCat. Great guy. But I think he's the same regional rep for Tim and them as well. But it gets old working on a machine every day. We had got to the point with the 822 before I got off of it. It had like 2,500 hours, and you were changing sometimes a line a day. you may be cutting through the woods, and then or tracking through the woods to, you know, your next cut, and it die on you, and then you sit there the rest of the day not able to cut nothing. And then once I got off of it, it was constant hose after hose after hose after hose, and then it developed wire issues, and all this was related to the debris. And we kept working with them and trying to get them to try certain things, and they wanted to over-engineer this crazy stuff to go on the roof. And, you know, just a simple thing of give us some steps so we can crawl up on top of the machine and kick the trash off, or, you know, something. And no, they finally give steps, but it took forever, and that still didn't help. And it helped some, but it didn't solve their problems. It kind of put a band-aid on it. Anyway, that's enough rattling about TigerCat. I'm not here to talk about TigerCat. My, I guess you'd say, heart and blood, sweat, and tears and everything. So a lot of my hard work, dedication to my career of logging in the last 4 years, working on 5 years, I've sank into the John Deere company, being involved with their prototyping of their machines and stuff like that. I've spent a lot of time with their engineers and stuff, and those are probably some of the most helpful people I've ever come across, and dedicated to making their product better, wanting to listen. I don't know what took John Deere so long to figure out that that's what they needed to do, but they hired a group of engineers that are dedicated. When I tell y'all dedicated, I mean working hours like what we put in the woods, dedicated to improving their product, wanting to listen to you, and valuing every word of any input that you give them. It's crazy. It's really crazy to see a company of that size having people trying to help you as much as the Deere company is helping right now. Now, John Deere does have a bad reputation for being they do the work, so to speak, of some of the other brands. They've always been able to produce as much, but usually a good John Deere lasts you to about 10,000 hours, and then it was time to get rid of it. You started having issues out of them around 5,000 to 6,000 hours, and then you kind of just tried to hold on as long as you could from that time frame to 8,000 hours or so, and then you tried to get rid of it. Well, especially their Skidders. But nowadays, I can't tell you for sure, but because we haven't had them long enough to say, but we have enough time involved with the Skidders right now I can tell you they're tenfold what their H models were. So anyway, I have I'm not going to say I'm biased towards John Deere or anything like that. John Deere has done more for me personally than TigerCat has ever thought about being, and that's why I kind of lean a little more towards the Deere stuff. I have a little bit more of a personal connection with it. My dad has more of a personal connection with TigerCat. It's just all about who the people you're dealing with and everything like that. Which I'm not personally buying the equipment. When I say I have a personal connection with it, it's from me spending weeks at a time in other states in the country with John Deere engineers and them having me run something and then asking my input, and then running something else and then asking my input, or sending me machines, or sending me a head, or sending me a computer program, or sending me another piece of technology that's going to revolutionize how we do cut to length, roadside processing logging. The company of John Deere has gotten a bad name for not caring and stuff like that. At least in my area it has. And then you can look through the Facebook groups and see well enough that a few others feel the same way, that John Deere is just a big company and it's just I don't know. So they did do the right thing by bringing a whole completely new machine to Dad's job to fix that one, or to replace it. They wasn't expecting him to settle on a machine that blowed up in 30 hours. On that side of things, I don't have an issue with John Deere. What my issue lies in this, I'm going to say this may be John Deere a little bit. I'm not real sure. And it's not necessarily a problem. It's just something John Deere is dropping the ball with. And I've tried expressing to a few of my contacts with Deere, maybe we should be looking at doing this a different way. And I haven't really gotten any traction with it. And I've had 2 instances now, close instances, 3 really, over the past couple of years, of 2 in the last 6 months. 1 was about 1.5 years ago, I'd say. Yeah, somewhere about 1.5 years ago. But anyway, John Deere has all this cool technology in their machine, and I got some video of it. I'm not sure how much of that video I'm going to use, because I was pretty frustrated when I shot the video at what I was finding in the machine that they're sending them out into the field from the factory or from the shops. I know they're leaving the factory. I don't know if other dealerships are getting them and they're kind of putting their own stuff in them, or what they're doing. But I guess what I'm getting at here is I've got a lot of, I guess you say, time invested with the Deere people. Yeah. And I kind of look at the Deere machine, the cutting machines. When I say Deere, I'm talking specifically on their track cutters. That's the only thing I have real relation with John Deere, is their track cutter program. I look at those machines, and I'm a prideful person, and it irks me to know what these things are capable of. And to see somebody get on a Facebook group that has been a TigerCat job, TigerCat cutting job for forever, and you'll see a picture of a new John Deere machine. You're like, man, awesome. That's awesome to see. I'm really glad to see they're at least giving the machine a shot. And then 6 hours later, you see a post from them, or a comment on that post. Junkiest thing I've ever ran. And you'll kind of private message them, and you'll ask, kind of and they'll tell you, and you'll have them check some settings, and the settings are so far out in left field the machine can't help but be a dud. It's set up so wrong. So what, again, going back to another point here, I've raised issues on this, I know 3 different times, and I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to dog John Deere. I'm kind of, I guess in a way, hoping this video will reach enough people that if you have a John Deere, or if you go to buy a John Deere machine, you will know that, hey, I need to be asking this dealer, so if they're not helping you to begin with, I need to be asking this dealer, what about this and what about that? Because the machines are not being delivered properly adjusted with the computer settings. These machines are not adjusted like the old school machines of going back here on the valve bodies and turning some screws. You can do that on some things, but you're not doing that on all things. Anyway, you're not adjusting. You can adjust the boom speeds and stuff like that on the back there, or at least I haven't seen a screw to adjust them. It's all done through inside the computer through electric solenoids and stuff. So with that said, I'll give y'all 2 stories here of when I've been. One time I was in Wisconsin on a trip for John Deere, and then another time, which is Dad's machine. They delivered the machine to the first job I'm going to talk about here. They delivered the machine to the job with no sales rep on hand, no literature on how to adjust anything. It took the operator, they had only ran TigerCat cutters for the last 12 years. 12 years they had been a TigerCat cutting operation, and they were trying to demo an 803 to see if that was something they wanted to buy when the weather got better, because their 822 was down. And I'd been talking so good about them to their operator, because me and that operator used to work together. And so it takes that operator almost 30 minutes to figure out how to get it off the lowboy, because they didn't know they knew how to crank it, but how to engage the pilots and then turn the pilots up enough to where they would actually function right. And then once they got it off the lowboy, all these delays and everything, it's like they just throw random settings in the computer, and the machine is junk. You know, nobody shows them about the what's called straight line on the John Deere. Nobody shows them about the straight line and how to turn it on and how to adjust it, or how to adjust your boom speeds, or all your speeds on your machine. Nobody shows them how to adjust any of that. And they done the same thing on Dad's job, except he had me to fall back on. But I guess in a way it's technically not our responsibility to make their machine work, to explain how to make their machine work. So that's what, whenever I'm saying I have an issue with John Deere, that's what I'm talking about. Is I don't fully understand why they're dropping these machines off on jobs that they know are TigerCat branded operations for forever, and they don't even they don't send somebody out to explain how any of the computer stuff works or anything like that, and they'll demo it for their 24 hours or whatever it is they let them put on the machine, and then they just let it go back. And they're like, no, I don't want that. That thing is junk compared to my TigerCat. And it truly is when it's not set right. I mean, it's the biggest pile of crap you can ever. The first time I ever got in one and it was set the way they send them out from the factory, I was like, what in the world did I just get off into? Because this thing ain't gonna cut wood. So that's my thing whenever I'm telling y'all I have an issue with John Deere. It's nothing to do with their I guess in a way it is a little bit to do with service, but it's not so much a service thing. John Deere takes pretty good care of us when it comes to stuff. Their service could be better, and I'm not trying to dog them. I'm just letting them, if they are watching, their service could be better. It could be looked at a little bit better. So, if you're watching this and you're considering getting a new track machine, or you have a TigerCat track machine and you were thinking about a John Deere, and then you see these people talking about how bad the John Deere is, and you're like, oh no, never mind, give it another look and actually get your sales rep or whatever to have a technician come to the job when the machine is delivered. And even if they don't technically quote unquote set the machine up, they just go over the machine with you, the settings in the computer, and explain this setting does this setting does that. Get that before you just make your mind up, oh no, never mind, this thing is junk. There's just more. There's a lot of things going on inside these new track cutters. Anything the machine does function wise, you adjust inside this computer. And there's so many people that are scared of computers and technology because they don't understand it. It's crazy. And the first time that they don't understand something, they blacklist it. And I know the dedication that Deere has to their program right now. And I'm telling y'all, you will not find another. Were they behind? Yes. Yes, they were bad behind. Are they better? Yes, they're better. Are they better than TigerCat? I can't tell you they're better or they're worse or whatever. All I can tell you is that the machine that I'm setting in right now that y'all are watching cut is the most steady machine I've ever ran in all of my 13 years now of track cutter operating. I've run 608 Timberjacks, I've run Caterpillar track bunchers, I've run the old John Deere track bunchers, I've run the B model TigerCat bunchers, the C models, the D models, and that's just on the track cutting side. I've run rubber tire cutters from Hydrax to Caterpillar again, Timber King, whatever you want to call them, Prentice before Cat bought them out. I can't keep up with the hours that I've been in one of these machines. I know for sure I put 16,000 hours on one TigerCat 822. So, and that's been probably 4 years ago. So, I have a good bit of experience in these things. I'm telling y'all, the new John Deere track cutters, if you can get them set up right, are just. They are so impressive. And they had an issue with this one that they brought us, and I guess in a way I was doing that because with Tim's video the other day, he was trying to get people to understand and everything, and I talk some smack sometimes on TigerCat, most of that is just me. I'm a competitive person, and I'm just kind of talking, just that. I'm talking smack. There's no, there's no meaning behind it or anything like that. It's not like I'm trying to be a straight up douchebag about it. Both brands are great brands. They're very good brands. Both of them really are. I just have a more personal connection with the John Deere, and the John Deere seems to be, in my personal opinion, doing better than the TigerCat with the new models that they have out. Can TigerCat come back and make a better machine? Sure. Can John Deere make a better machine? Sure. There's things with this one that can be improved. There's things that can be improved with all machines. All machines break. All machines wear out. That's the point. Well, that's where I was going with that a second ago. I guess in a way I'm showing y'all with the motor expiring within 30 hours in the 820. I mean the 853. The first 853 they brought us on for Dad's job. I guess it's just my way of showing y'all. Even the John Deere stuff breaks. Everybody, I'm sure, was on Tim. Should have had a John Deere and that wouldn't have happened. Man, that for a logger, people start saying that kind of crap. That burns us up. I know it gets at Tim. I've seen it get at Tim through his videos. But we talk smack. That's just the logger ego. We're competitive people. I have a John Deere. I think my machine's better than any other brand on the market. That's why I bought the machine. It may have been because I got a better deal or whatever, but I'm almost out of battery, so I may have to finish this up at home. But I think I got most everything stated that I needed to state. So far, it seems we got the new 853 lined out, and that's great. And I hope y'all enjoyed the videos. It's hopefully, if y'all are looking at track bunchers, you'll kind of watch this, and before you just make your mind up that, man, these things are junk. You'll watch this and you'll understand. Maybe get your dealer out there and be like, hey, check my junk. It's not working right. Whenever they deliver them, there's been 2 machines in a row they've delivered with the exact same settings for us. I can't tell you how far off the other one was that I was talking about. Man, it's amazing the world of difference it makes having the machine set right inside the computer. It's crazy. But anyway, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Make sure y'all click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell down there so you get notified when I post a video. Share this around. If I see some more after watching this video, if I see some more I need to talk about, y'all see me back at the house. We'll catch y'all next time.